What's up, collective? Thank you for joining me for this very special and somewhat impromptu super blue moon and Aquarius reading. So tomorrow, August 19th, we'll be having a super blue moon in Aquarius. I'm not sure exactly what time it peaks, but I'm definitely being led and urgently. Y'all see the way these lights blinking. As soon as I press play, it stopped, right? But before then, I literally spent like a full minute just sitting here like, yo, I'm about to do the read and chill. And as soon as I pressed play, it stopped. And then as soon as I started talking, it started back. So if you've been rocking with me for a minute, you already know what time it is with these lights, child. I can't make this shit up. If you've ever been to my house for a meditation or sound healing, you know what's up with these lights. But anyway, I wanted to bring forth this message as well as being called to, because I feel like the energy is going to be very significant for the collective, especially as we are fresh off the Lionsgate portal being open. So we're kind of like in the shadow period of that. Then we still have 888 portals throughout the month. So yesterday being August 17th was an 8-8 portal because 17 breaks down to an 8. We're in a universal 8 year, and August is the 8th month. So that was a great day for manifesting. And we have another one coming up because there's another day in this month that equals to 8. So the 26th, August 26th will be another 888 day. So whatever it is that you do to manifest, you definitely want to make sure that you're harnessing and using, being intentional about using that energy to bring your intentions into fruition, whether it's just meditating, lighting some candles, prayer, actual ritual of some sort, grounding, like writing it down, whatever, a release, whatever it is that you're trying, that you are not trying but actively wanting to manifest into your life. You want to use that, utilize that energy of the this last 888 portal day that we have coming up on the 26th. So this moon, it's definitely giving as above, so below. There's so much going on in the cosmos, and it's going to be reflected by what's going on amongst us collectively as well as in our personal lives. And so I want to give like a brief overview of like some general energies that you can expect. I am going to be pulling some cards. I got 3 decks out here, and I'm going to get us a crystal prescription to help support us with this this super blue moon in Aquarius. Hopefully whatever crystal I'm pulling, it's something that you can like find the frequencies to on YouTube, because I do that a lot. So like last night I used bibliomancy to prescribe a crystal for myself. Like, what am I needed to work with, align with? What energy am I needing to align with? A crystal am I needing to work with? And I turned to magnesite. That magnetic energy, being receptive, attracted to you that which you desire, manifesting. Just saw 411, so that may be significant to some of you all, and it may also represent some communication that needs to take place or is going to be coming in. But I was led to magnesite, and I don't have a piece of magnesite in my collection. I got a lot of crystals, but I don't have that one. So I found the frequency of it in on YouTube, and I listened to it while I slept. Or so you can do that, listen to the frequency to the crystal that comes up during when you rest at night, or during your meditation, or however you like to listen to sound frequencies. But whatever we pull are led to today. Either you can do that if you could find the frequency, because not all of them are on YouTube, or hopefully it's in your collection. If you are one who finds this reading after this has been recorded, these messages are timeless. If it resonates with you, it's your message. So maybe you can order or go buy you some magnesite. But I mean, not necessarily magnesite. That was the one I was particularly led to work with. But whatever crystal reveals itself to be of support to us in relation to this full moon, super blue moon in Aquarius. So we know that Aquarius energy is very innovative. Aquarius energy is very much that of the humanitarian. The symbol is the water bearer, but it's an air sign. So a lot of people mistake Aquarius energy for a water sign because it's the water bearer. No, this is someone who carries the water in a container, in a vessel of some sort. And it's an air sign, which is very logical and rational, and like they tend to be in their head. Aquarius. So each sign has a association to a body part. And so like I'm an Aries, and Aries is the head. And that coincides or corresponds because Aries is the first zodiac sign on the wheel. And so things that are relative to the head are often associated with Aries sun sign traits, right? But let's see what body part, and I'm sure I've looked this up before. Aquarius body part ruler. The ankles, calves, shins, and the circulatory system. I knew it had to be something in the lower body because Aquarius is toward the end of the zodiac wheel, and Pisces is the feet. So I'm an Aries sun sign, but I'm on the Aries Pisces cusp. I was about almost 3 hours shy of being a Pisces sun sign because of my birth time. So in that way, the head is significant for me, and the feet are significant for me. But for the Aquarius, it's the ankles, the calves, the shins, and the circulatory system, which is right before the ankles, the calves, and the shins is right before you get to the feet, right? That flexibility as it relates to your lower mobility, your feet being like your vehicles through life, you know what I'm saying? So this brief little description that I'm saying says Aquarius loves to march to the beat of their own drum, pushing the world to its greatest potential. It is no surprise that Aquarius rules the shins, calves, and ankles, which are all crucial parts of the body that allow them to keep marching on. That is something significant to the message that is coming forward with this full moon energy that is coming in, or this super blue moon energy that is coming in, because it's not just the full moon. This energy is hella amplified, right? But this is calling us forth in this Aquarian way to march to the beat of our own drum, to not be afraid to do our own thing, to not be afraid to be a loner of some sort, or a wolf that stands out from the pack of sheep, from the flock of sheep, you know what I'm saying? Knowing that you're different, knowing that you are an individual, and showing up and operating as such. And no matter what you experience, being able to reinvent yourself. Again, like I said, Aquarius is very innovative, rules technology. I made some notes. I ain't even had to use them because these are things that over time I've learned about Aquarian energy anyway. Aquariuses can be like very technological and analytical. So even if you're not good at, say, computers and TVs and technological devices, Aquariuses are still very technical about how they move, and for some you may even consider it calculated. And so I actually have dated quite a few. Like, I haven't had a shit ton of serious relationships, but I think the majority of my serious relationships throughout my romantic serious relationships throughout my adult life have been with Aquarius men, child. And so one thing I know is that Aquarius men can be very calculated, and that can be used, of course, for light and for dark. You know what I'm saying? It can be very manipulating, or it can be very manifesting, which would be the lighter side of being intentional about using your resources, your time, your logic, toward manifesting what it is that you desire. So that's something to consider as we are heading off or being affected, heading off into or being affected by this super blue moon energy. So we got an understanding of Aquarian energy, right? Aquarius also rules communication. Air sign, air rules communication, not Aquarius. Like it being an air element, that's communication, that's thought, that's mentality. So you may have some breakthrough ideas, or how you look at things, how you understand things may change drastically. But full moons, because it's a super moon, but in order to be a super moon, it has to be a full moon. And a super moon occurs when the full moon is closer to the earth, in proximity to the earth than normal, and so it appears to the eye to be closer or bigger than the moon normally is, because it's closer to the earth. So it being closer to the earth is going to have a more profound effect. That energy is going to be intensified. Your emotions are going to be intensified because the moon is at its height. That's its most potent. You know what I'm saying? So your intuitive skills, your psychic abilities, your clairvoyance, your clairsentience, your dreams, your emotion, like whatever you're holding in and needs to come to the surface to be released, it's going to be more intense. So you may want to definitely grab your crystals that help you to... I don't even want no help with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want whatever to come up to be released, to come up and be released. I don't want nothing that's going to help balance it out, or, you know what I'm saying? I want that raw effect so that I can face whatever needs to be faced, honor whatever needs to be honored, and acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I am going to give y'all some suggestions for crystals to help work with these energies. But also keep in mind that we're in the middle of Mercury retrograde, and Mercury represents communication. And so when Mercury's in retrograde, there's a lot of you know what I'm saying? Revisiting things, reuniting, a lot of reunions take place, reviewing and reflecting, and all the re's, any words you could think of that starts with re, other than maybe reefer. But you know what? That's a good idea, because when I tell you I got one of the best... It's not a blunt, because I don't really like to, I don't like the roll blunts, smoke blunts. I like papers. But I got one of the best L's I ever had in my life. Just sitting to the side, just waiting for a special occasion. And this might be a good time to go on and spark that up, come to think of it. Anyway, I want y'all to keep in mind that we are in Mercury retrograde, so a lot of things may be resurfacing for you. But one thing about Mercury retrograde is that its energy is synonymous with release. And we also in this full moon, this super moon energy, so it's definitely pertinent time to release. Some of y'all have been holding back some emotion, where you've been emotionally avoidant, or you've been holding on to some people or some things, or aligning yourself with some energies, some patterns, some behaviors that we, not y'all, let me not be self-righteous about it, I'm going through this shit too, we're needing to release whether that's releasing ourselves from some toxic connections and alignments, or releasing the pattern, transmuting certain energies and experiences into wisdom and passion and purpose and love. But that's the type of theme that is important during this time with this upcoming moon in Aquarius. So you got the intuitive intensity of the super moon. We know that in order for it to be a super moon, it has to be a full moon, which is all about releasing. And then it's a blue moon. And that does not say, oh, the color of the moon is going to be blue. It's a blue moon because it is rare. When you have more than one moon cycle occur within a certain amount of time, and I think it's a month, like say if you have 2 full moons in 1 month or 2 full moons within a certain cycle, it's considered a blue moon because it's rare. If you've ever heard the phrase once in a blue moon, that's what that's based off of, because when you have several moons in a cycle, be it several new moons or several full moons, then that's considered to be a rare occasion, and it's called a blue moon. So we got that going on too. Again, as above, so below. So if you got rare occurrences occurring in the cosmos with the stars and the moon and the sun and all of that, then you can expect to have some rare occurrences, some miracles, some surprises, some things that happen out of nowhere that are just like very seldom happen in your 3D reality. You can expect to have that to occur in your 3D reality during this time. So you may encounter some rare occurrences. Then the crystals. So the crystals that I would advise you work with, not just with this moon, but full moon cycles period, would be moonstone, which is good for that intuitive support, tapping into that moon energy, amplifying it. Amethyst, working with your intuition, your divine feminine energy, as the moon represents femininity. Also, clear quartz, clarity, getting clarity about the intuitive nudges and signs of synchronicities, the dreams, and the things that you're feeling, your emotions. You know, the moon governs the tides of the water, and we're what, 72% water, I think, maybe more, or a little less, but I'm in the ballpark, I know. So of course it governs our emotion and the water within us as well, the tides of our emotion. And so clear quartz is an amplifier. It's going to amplify whatever the energy of whatever it's around, whether that's negative or positive. So you want to make sure that you're intentional about your energy when you're working with clear quartz. But it also helps to bring clarity, because sometimes we're so emotional, we're needing to balance it out with some logic. We're in our feminine energy, and we need to balance it out with the masculine. And so working with clear quartz would definitely help you balance out so that you can get that clarity, but it'll also amplify that which is within and around you, so that you're able to better see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So those are some crystals that I suggest you work with. Again, I'm going to prescribe a crystal using bibliomancy to close out the reading, but let's get into it with the cards to see what spirit wants you all to know, wants us to know about this full moon, this super blue moon in Aquarius. If you are Aquarius sun sign or have Aquarius placements in your chart, you're going to want to check to see where you may have some Aquarius placements and how this full moon will affect it. So say if you got Aquarius in your Venus, it may affect your love life or your spiritual, affect you spiritually in some way, as Venus governs those areas of your life. If it's in your, is that Saturn that rules transformation, or Uranus? Try one of them. I'm gonna really dedicate some time to learning astrology better, because I have a very surface level understanding of things enough to where I could share what I know with other people. But I really want to start going in depth with it. And when I get my coins right, I know the perfect person to teach me. So vagina, if you watching this, go and get your curriculum together, boo, because I'm gonna be on your line as soon as I'm able to pay you every penny of what you worth for being my astrology coach. That is on my manifestation list as of today. When I'm ready to really invest in learning astrology, that is exactly who I want to work with. If y'all have not checked out the Lady Vagina Jenkins, you definitely want to check her out. She is a queer, autistic, black astrologer, and she's dope. I love her perspective. I'm actually going to I've done it before, but the technology was not on our side. Be doing a live with her. But if you don't want to wait till then, go on over and check out her channel. She has very dope content about astrology and other things. And I just love her to pieces. But in the coming month or so, I'm going to be doing a collaborative effort with her, so y'all can get some of that good energy, knowledge, and wisdom that she has to offer to the collective about astrology. I just went off on a whole tangent, but she deserves it. So one card fell out. It fell out face down, and that is the Knight of Cups. So, lover boy. This is that energy of like coming forth with emotional expression, putting forth the effort to show you care and follow your heart in some way. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is you got your eyes set on. See, his eyes are intense. The way he's looking, he's intent on something or someone in particular, and he's put forth some effort to show it. You got a love letter, you got some wine, chilling, you got like a little picnic situation laid out, a bowl, and then he has a dozen of roses. He's taking his hat off to show like respect and reverence for whoever's company he's in. You got the horse back here in the back feeling magical, you know what I'm saying? Like I mean literally got like little specks of like stars or glitter or whatever coming off the horse. Everything about this is giving love, you know what I'm saying? The thing about this is though, it's emotionally expressive, it's romantic, it's present, it's being present. But with that horse being back there and ready to go, you know what I'm saying, at any point, it can also be fleeting. So we're going to get a better understanding of what this Knight of Cups energy is. But if this is not speaking to a relationship for you and somebody coming forward in that way, or you coming forward in that way, then this definitely speaks to following your heart, doing whatever it is that you're led to do, and creating some sense of romance around it. Romance ain't always got to be our involving our love connections. It can be, you know, what it is that you do, your career, your calling. Hell, with Turquoise Majesty, it's important that I create a romantic experience for myself in doing the work, so that I don't get burnt out, so that I don't get bored with it, so that I continue to revisit my why and fall in love with it over and over again. So sometimes I'm needing to change my branding, or I'm needing to do my table setup when I'm at a vendor event differently, or I'm needing to figure out different ways to get excited about bringing forth the content. But that is romance, because it's what I love to do. It's me following my heart, and I have to be intentional about how I do this, so that I can have longevity with it, so that I can keep it going, so that I can keep that fire lit and that love as like my foremost influence or motivation. You know what I'm saying? My love for it is that foremost motivation for continuing to do what it is that I do. So you got the Knight of Cups. At the top of the deck, you have the King of Cups. This is very much not a Casanova type of energy where he gonna woo you and finesse you and then get on their horse and ride off into the sunset to the next victim. This ain't that, because you got the Knight of Cups that fell out face down, which also tells me because it fell face down, whatever is coming to be expressed, y'all probably don't know what it is or who it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, this might catch you by surprise when this person show up at your door with some flowers or invite you on a date, or they invite you on the date and then you get there and it's like, damn, you put some effort into this. You know what I'm saying? Because they're really trying to show you where their heart is and that it's with you. You know what I'm saying? So there's that element of it. But at the top of the deck, you got the King of Cups. Zaddy. Somebody who's tapped into their emotions and coming from an emotionally mature space. See, the Knight of Cups ain't always the most emotionally mature. He's a knight in shining armor. He know how to, you know what I'm saying, get the girls to slide their panties to the side, tell them what they need to hear. But, and that's, you know, of course, when he's in his shadow energy, but when he's in his King of Cups energy, he understands his feelings. He's taking the time to sit with his emotion. And sometimes the King of Cups is not the most emotionally expressive, especially when he's taking the time to understand his feelings without flying off the handle, you know what I'm saying? Because he wants to handle things in a more mature way. This man here, he's sitting here, he's in meditation, he's got his eyes closed and he's gone within. And he has his hand in this bowl, and then he also has one hand toward the water, and it's very much giving Aquarius water bearer energy with the bowl in the water. I love this. This is somebody being very intentional about following their heart, understanding full well what it is that they're getting into, and understanding that at the bottom of the deck you have the Nine of Wands. It's going to take persevering. It's going to take taking a licking and keep on ticking, persevering toward the finish line, victory, having gone through some shit. And when I say some shit, I mean things that otherwise would deter them, trauma and experiences that left them wounded, but still standing on business. Look at her clothes are tattered. She been through some stuff, you know what I'm saying? Oh no, her shirt's supposed to be like that, my bad sis. But that's a warrior, you know what I'm saying? Where she once had 9 wands that stood tall like this, she's used what's left of those wands to build a fence to draw her boundaries, and she's standing on this one ace, this one passionate source of energy that is inspiring her to move forward. She's determined to not give up. She's taking a risk and she's standing on business. She's upholding her boundaries, and she's fighting for what she wants. And this is this King of Cups, this Knight of Cups energy, fighting for what he wants. So whatever has been stirring within your heart space, this super blue moon in Aquarius is leading us to move forward passionately, persevering, having gone through some shit, and just having our sights set on that which we feel is worthy of continuing to fight, whether it's love or a dream, a goal, bringing it into fruition and being ready to protect it. What reading was that I did where we talked about defending the worthwhile? Like, when you value something, you're ready to defend it. You know what I'm saying? So that you could continue to have it and enjoy the quality of it. And so that is very much the energy that's coming up. We're going to be faced with, to some degree, with this moon cycle with the Nine of Wands being at the bottom of the deck. I am going to clarify this with the Moonology manifestation cards, right? But then I'm going to also get us some Power of Surrender cards, because again, The full moon, super moons are about releasing. So we're going to see what it is we need to surrender to or to release. So Spirit, please clarify the message that is coming forward here with this King of Cups, Knight of Cups, and Nine of Wands. One thing about it, with the King of Cups at the top of the deck, you got some maturity that has taken place, but this person now understands that as a King of Cups, as one who is more emotionally mature, he can always go back and pull that romantic, finessing, sweet, and when I say finessing ain't always a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can finesse me out my drawers. Treat me right and make me want to give you some. You know what I'm saying? But of course I read energy. So I need to know, like, your full intention before I make my decision to slide my panties to the side type shit. You know what I'm saying? Or I can read that energy to tell if you coming forward genuinely, or you just setting out this picnic just to get what you're gonna get for the night so you can push forward and never call me again type shit. You know what I'm saying? But this is somebody who understands that where I used to use this energy to lay and play, to do this type of shit and then hop on my horse and peel out, I genuinely have feelings for this person now. I want something long term, or you know what I'm saying? And I understand that the same way I used to put that energy into finessing and being in these streets and for the streets, I can do those same things to plant the seed within this connection and to continue to cultivate that garden. You know what I'm saying? To continue to cultivate this relationship so that I have a fruitful harvest and something long term, so that I can build a legacy. It requires that I tap into that same energy, but with a different, higher, more aligned intention behind it, with commitment to it to some degree. You know what I'm saying? I want to continue to do this thing with and for this person, or with and for within this project. I want to continue to romance it, in order to keep the love alive, to keep the fire burning, to stay connected, to stay aligned, opposed to those temporary things that I used to invest this similar energy and time and resources and effort into. So that is super dope. The one card that fell out of the Moonology deck, and it fell on top of the King of Cups but face down, is Trust the Universe. This is someone who is having an awakening with this King of Cups. Again, like I said, you can see him. He's got his eyes closed and he's in meditation, and then there's light emanating from his heart space right up in here, because he's had a heart chakra awakening, and he understands that there is no separation, none whatsoever, between God and love, and he's trusting the universe. And this is Aquarius energy, first quarter moon in Aquarius. This is a very spiritual connection we're talking about with all this purple. This is also someone who, if this is a masculine, he's tapped more into his feminine energy. So there's that balance of masculine and feminine, that integration of masculine and feminine energy taking place, so that this person comes forward, not only in this connection, but in life as a whole healed, more whole healed version of themselves. At the top of the deck, you have Be Humble. First quarter moon in Leo. Are we not in Leo season? And then all this first quarter energy is telling me, like, this is the first half of some cycle. This is just the beginning. Something new is getting started, right? Where somebody has had to humble themselves. An ego death even. And it has seen it, or is seeing its culmination in to a degree in Leo season, which we, at the time that I'm recording this, are in. So you got Be Humble at the top of the deck. So somebody's coming forward, a more humble version of themselves after having emotionally matured. And they've emotionally matured by way of the experiences that they've been having, and not just going through the same shit over and over, but actually taking time out to learn the lesson. Like, okay, God, I just went through some fuck shit. What was that about? What was I meant to learn? How was I showing up? What is this person mirroring to me? What is this experience mirroring to me? Where is it in, are you showing up to me, God, in these situations? So that's dope. And at the bottom of the deck, you have Forgive. Full moon in Pisces. So more full moon energy coming up here. And this Knight of Cups is possibly somebody coming forward asking for forgiveness, wanting to reconcile. And not only like asking for, but actually putting forth the effort and doing something sweet to show I'm serious. I was on some dumb shit. I apologize. And even if it's not that, if it ain't that, or in addition to, forgiving yourself. Because in order to become a King of Cups, in order to be the Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior who pushes forward and perseveres, you have to forgive yourself. And it's only through forgiving yourself that you can truly forgive others. When you've done shit that you know you need to release, let go of, transmute within yourself, then you better know how to forgive others and move forward lighter. You know what I'm saying? Not carrying the weight of whatever that was, that resentment, that guilt, that shame that you held on to. So this is someone forgiving themselves and also asking for forgiveness from another. And this is very much giving a supermoon energy when you look at the picture of it, because look at how close that moon is to those waters. And look at how big it appears because it's close to the earth and to the waters. So there's a reconciliation taking place. I told y'all, Mercury retrograde, the Re's. Reconciliation starts with what? R-E. So keep that in mind as well. I'm going to be clarifying this to see what's being either surrendered to or released. So we know any resentment, guilt, shame is being released by way of forgiveness and asking for forgiveness. So Spirit, clarify this message. Okay, real quick. Fell on top of beat humble. Surrender your desire to control people. Now, with the King of Cups being out here, the first quarter moon in Leo fell face down, telling you to be humble. This King of Cups is very much a humble energy. This is somebody who's learned a lesson and gained some wisdom as it relates to their emotions, and they're coming forward as a more humble version of themselves. That's why I was face down, because whoever's receiving this apology or on the receiving end of this energy, you're not aware of just how humble this person has become. And then surrender your desire to control people, falling on top of be humble, which fell on top of the King of Cups, is again a finesser. This King of Cups, there once was a time when he operated in this Knight of Cups and he was finessing and he was using scarcity tactics to keep people around, to manipulate situations, to, okay, if you don't call me, I'm gonna stop calling you so that you can call me. I'm gonna run so in hopes that you gonna chase. I'm gonna give you this breadcrumb in hopes that you're gonna give me the bakery. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are scarcity tactics. People do that as a result of their inner child wounding, when say they didn't get enough attention as a child, and so they bait and switch. I'm gonna bait you in, and then I'm gonna switch the script. I'm gonna make plans with you, and then I'm not going to follow through on them, so as to try to cultivate and create, ignite this dynamic where you chase me. I'm gonna dangle this carrot so you can keep reaching for it and grabbing for it. I'm gonna keep you in the rat race and never give you the prize or what we discussed, or we'll never reach the goal. You know what I'm saying? You can't reach a finish line or hit a target. It's harder. You can, but it's harder to reach a target that keeps moving. So this is no longer playing games in order to control the narrative. And that is a King of Cups, stepping into your King energy, from out of that Knight energy and into the King energy, understanding how the Knight energy does serve you, but it does not need to be your emotional, like, it doesn't, this chapter of the journey, this leg of the journey, is requiring being in this King of Cups energy and knowing how to utilize that Knight of Cups energy in a positive way for the light instead of the dark. But with surrender your desire to control people, it says being over controlling can sabotage relationships. This is somebody stepping into their king energy, realizing where they were self-sabotaging that which the divine was blessing them with, and in the form of relationship with others and emotional connection. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. So yeah, this is someone you've possibly been in separation with or from, but it was because they had to go inside. They had to tap into their King of Cups energy, back off from the situation, give it some breathing room, and mature emotionally. And you got this snake energy being represented here, which is really giving me Lilith energy, and that's really bringing in the divine feminine influence in this situation, because you know the story has it that there was Adam and Eve, but in actuality it was Adam and Lilith. Eve is the version of Lilith that the world packaged for us to get women to submit to be this version of themselves that is not their natural divine feminine energy. But Lilith represents sovereignty, freedom, knowing your worth as a divine feminine. And with this snakes represent like rebirth, shedding old skins. So this is very much her not being controlled or manipulated, or being able to see through the manipulation and just knowing her worth, standing her ground, doing her thing, right? And that catalyzing this change, this growth, this shedding of skin from the Knight of Cups to the King of Cups. Because a snake don't just shed its skin for the fuck of it. A snake sheds its skin because it's outgrown that skin that it wore, that identity, the skin representing identity, that identity that it presented to the world because of some internal change. So that is dope. You know, the world has taught us to fear and have negative connotation that resonates with us when it comes to snakes. But snakes are very sacred energy to be celebrated and to be tapped into. So you got surrender your desire to control people. At the top of the deck, surrender defensiveness, fighting this shit, fighting this love, this emotional expression. That's why you had to be humbled. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. That's what this forgiveness that came out at the bottom of the deck with the full moon and Pisces energy, that's where that comes from, because somebody was being defensive. Possibly defensive because they were self-sabotaging, and it may not have even been conscious. It may have been on a subconscious level. So they had to go into this King of Cups energy of meditation and contemplation in order to really do that shadow work and explore the root, the source of why they were showing up in that way. And I'm willing to bet you it led to some kind of abandonment in childhood or even young adulthood in some way, some neglect, because that's the source of many of our scarcity tactics, where we try to manipulate situations so that we get the outcome that we desire. And the outcome that we desire when we're in that space is the one that strokes our ego the most. But we're giving up that ego and surrendering to spirit, where your heart is leading you. No more separation between the heart space, the emotion, and our love for God. And in that way, we're very much becoming the Holy Grail, that cup that flows over and gives from where we give from our overflow instead of what is in our cup. Loving ourselves and loving ourselves so much that we have love to give another from a healthy space. So with surrender to spirit, is once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine and let spirit work its magic for you. Surrender to spirit, trust the universe. Baby, that is the same message. First quarter moon in Aquarius. So we got this full moon, well, first quarter moon in Aquarius energy coming up as we are exploring the energy of this super blue moon. So I'm going to get us a message, crystal prescription to close out the reading. How dope is it that you got this King of Cups, this person going from Knight of Cups in its shadow to the King of Cups maturing, then back to the Knight of Cups in its light, to once they have surrendered their desire to control the narrative, control people, scarcity tactics, and surrendering to spirit, following their heart, going where the divine is leading them and expressing themselves in the way that the divine is leading them. And one of those ways that the divine is leading to them to express themselves is to forgive themselves and to ask for forgiveness from another and to persevere. Yeah, you've been through shit, but that old chapter of your life, it's time to turn the page and quit rereading that chapter and rehearsing that trauma, rehearsing that narrative, and put forth the time, effort, and energy toward the next chapter, the new chapter, the legacy that you were always meant to build. And for many of us, when we think legacy, we think family, kids, a business that we pass down, generational wealth. But that ain't always got to do with something material. That ain't always got to do with having children. Some of us are meant to, what is going on here? Some of us are meant to show others what love, true love looks like, divine love, sacred union, what that looks like. Of course, there will be product of that. When you come together with your divine love, there's going to be output. Once the two come together, there will be a third component, whatever it is that is born of that love. And that could be an empire, that could be a family, that could be being the first millionaires in your family, or just people just seeing for the first time a genuinely happy couple, you know what I'm saying? A couple that travels and explores the world, or whatever it is. But legacy is not always deeds and trusts and you know, the things that this world says is the definition of or proof of success. So spirit, what crystal do you advise the collective work with to support them with this super blue moon and Aquarius energy? I feel a pulsing in my heart space, like what I saw when I closed my eyes was like an egg, but the egg was in the heart space. It was glowing, and it was the light of it was like pulsing. Okay. Herderite. Evolution. That evolving from this Knight of Cups to the King of Cups. Activation of latent capacities, awakening the higher brain functions, discovering the light body. Excuse me. So those are the key words associated with Herderite. Hold on. Herderite is one of the preeminent stones for awakening and charging the upper chakras of the body and fully connecting one's conscious awareness to the higher dimensions linked to the chakras above the head in the etheric body. So that's like the activation and awakening alignment of the higher chakras, which would be like your pretty much like your throat up to your crown chakra. So throat chakra, third eye, and your crown chakra. So speaking your truth, seeing beyond the veil to see the truth, and receiving the truth from the Holy Ghost, or the Holy Spirit, and your ancestors, and your team of light, your star family, and those energies that are galactic, cosmic, spiritual, that enter through the crown chakra and beyond. So your soul star chakra being that chakra that helps you tap into your past lives and your life purpose and things of that nature. The Akashic records, all of that feeding into what you discuss, what you communicate, and supporting you in communicating your truth. And hence we have this Knight of Cups, which is expressing the truth of your heart, following your heart and expressing yourself as such. So that's dope. It says all varieties of herderite share this trait, and they are incredibly powerful tools for interdimensional travel, communication with spirit guides and light beings, and embracing the enlightened awareness as a full-time state of being. So not just tapping into this energy and being in this posture every now and then, but this is becoming somebody's embodiment. This is who they are. They're showing up in the world as this person who goes within, who is an open channel for divine messages, and is more aware and conscious. So it says herderite initiates growth in consciousness. It opens the third eye and crown chakras, as well as the first two etheric chakras, expanding one's sense of self. In fact, with herderite, one can experience oneself as an energy field that exists far beyond the confines of the physical body. Though their core energies are similar, different types of herderite exhibit somewhat different traits. I'm going to skip this description about the different kinds of it and go down to in the years ahead, there will be a quantum leap of evolution, and humans will become less dense. They may evolve to a trans-physical state in which they identify themselves as a field of consciousness rather than a personality inside a skin. That shedding of the skin with the snake that I was talking about. This is the experience to which golden herderite can introduce one. Those drawn to work with herderite are advised to experience all the available varieties, since each quickens one's evolution in somewhat different areas. A bonus of herderite's effects is that they are contagious even without the presence of the stone. When one has assimilated the herderite energy, one becomes, as it were, a living embodiment of those energies, so that others with whom one connects receives the vibrational pattern from exposure to one's person, whether the stone is around or not. This is true to a degree about all stone energies, but with the later areas activated by herderite, the effects are pronounced. So this is also someone realizing that the energy that they embody is contagious, and that they have a divine mission in this life to lead by example. So now that they embody this light energy, this cosmic receptive energy of higher awareness and higher conscious, and operate more as their higher self than their lower self, they also are influencing others by being an example. They are contagious, and the people that they are around benefit from it, whether those people want to acknowledge it or not. They benefit from this individual's energy. So now this person, this King of Cups, is realizing I have a responsibility here. By just being the best version of myself. It really ain't even requiring a whole lot of effort on my part in order for me to have a long-lasting effect on other people's evolution. I just need to surrender the spirit and surrender to my evolution, right? So that's dope. Hold on. Herderite has surfaced at this time to aid humanity in the evolution of the brain. As the stone is used in meditation, the brain is subtly altered, allowing new connections to be made and increasing the amount of brain capacity used. That's that consciousness and awareness that is expanding and helping one to move from Knight of Cups to King of Cups, and then knowing when to utilize that Knight of Cups energy in a healthy way. Because of its effect on the brain, it naturally stimulates psychic capacities and enhances one's ability to consciously process energetic information. It has a particularly strong effect on the third eye and crown chakras because it is so stimulating to these brain areas. Herderite can be used in the dissolution of headaches and other brain-oriented afflictions. So if you notice some ascension symptoms relative to your head, get you some herderite or work with the frequency of herderite and know that that is a result of what's taking place within you because of this super blue moon in Aquarius. It also assists in the synchronization of brain waves, allowing for a greater balance of perception and an increase in creativity, memory, and learning ability. Herderite has come to aid us in evolving by influencing our ability to use our brains in ways that have not been open to the human race before. It is a powerful ally in the evolution of a new breed of humans. Shedding that skin, we're becoming a new version of the human species. You know what I'm saying? That is how this world is going to change. So we can have all the rallies and all the marches and all the protests. And I'm not saying that those aren't effective, but the real change takes place within us. And when we begin to see ourselves as more of cosmic beings, universal citizens than just human beings. Being a human being is only a small fraction of what the living experience entails. And so as a result of being a light worker, focusing and being intentional on your own light body and your energy and your spiritual hygiene and being more conscious and aware of yourself, there's then a wider reaching effect on raising the vibration of the collective. So this ain't just about love and going together and going to the movies and going to the store and Netflix and chilling and all of the things and going to the laundromat. It ain't just about all that. That's such a small, minuscule part of the experience. Like your love, your emotional health, your mental health, your well-being has a much broader reaching effect on us bettering humanity. In your small corner of the world, you're doing something huge by being invested in your own mental, emotional, spiritual health. So spiritually, herderite is a powerful stone for stimulating the psychic abilities, mental abilities, and the activation of the higher chakras. It facilitates viewing and communicating with other dimensions and vibratory levels of reality. It has come to assist humanity in activating areas of the brain that will assist us in integrating more and higher frequency light energies. Herderite emotionally is uplifting and enlightening. It can assist one in gaining a more removed or objective perspective when dealing with emotionally charged situations. So you got somebody here with this Knight of Cups energy in an emotionally charged situation where when they were in their shadow, real love came along, true love came along and challenged their way of being, challenged them in a way that required that they, as this says, remove their objective perspective because now they're emotionally charged. Now they're being led by their heart space. Now they're being pushed to see things from a different and higher perspective, and that has a major effect on the heart space. The affirmation for herderite is, I open myself to the higher realms and call forth the activation of my latent capacities, fully embracing the pattern for my evolution as an awakened physical and spiritual being. Somebody is going through a massive evolution, and this super blue moon in Aquarius is a major factor in this energy. So you definitely want to be intentional about using it. I strongly suggest literally sitting outside the night of that full moon, and really harnessing and drawing in that energy to support you along the journey, whether you are this Knight of Cups, King of Cups energy, or you are one who is connecting with somebody who embodies that energy. Because at the end of the day, this is going to affect all of us. This is going to affect how we surrender to spirit. It's going to affect our evolution in some way, our maturity and our letting down our guard in some way, especially as citizens. We're all stepping into the age of Aquarius, you know what I'm saying? So of course this super blue moon in Aquarius is going to have a significant effect on each of us, but in different ways. So take the message how it resonates. Should you want a or desire a personal reading, feel free to email me at turquoisemajesty@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If it resonated with you, leave your comments down below. And if you'd like to donate, that information is in the description box as well. But until next time, y'all, peace.